Welcome to the Positively Joyful Productivity Show, where joy isn't a reward for productivity, it's the secret ingredient. I'm your host, Nicole Louise, coach, wife, and dog mom. This is a no-kid zone by design, created for women who are child-free, childless, or an empty nester embracing your next chapter. You all belong here. Each week, you'll hear inspiring stories from women around the world and learn tools, mindset shifts, and practical strategies for living a joyful life. You'll also discover the science behind why focusing on joy fuels focus, motivation, and lasting productivity. Let's get inspired, get organized, and create a life full of freedom, focus, and joy. Well, hey there, and welcome to the Positively Joyful Productivity Show. I'm really excited that you're here today. So this is the first really solo episode that I'm doing. You've heard a couple of amazing interviews so far, and so I'm kind of excited to do a solo episode today. As much as I love interviewing other amazing women, I also love to share with you kind of what's going on in my world, and I'm up to something really cool, and I'm really, really excited to share this with you because it's going to really enhance your productivity, streamline your life, and allow you to have a lot more time for the things that you love. So I'm really, really, really excited for this today. So I can't wait to jump in. I want to start by kind of sharing with you a personal story of kind of like my business and life in general. If you've been with me any length of time, you know that I am the routine queen. I get up at 4 in the morning. It's actually a little after 5 right now, which is why I have no makeup on if you're watching this. And I get stuff done really early in the morning. So that way, after work, because I do have a day job as a teacher, after work, when I get home, things are always inconsistent. Like sometimes I have appointments, and things just get a little crazy sometimes because it's that time when people need you, right? Like everyone's up and moving and everyone needs you at that time. Um, and so in the morning, this is my time. Like nobody needs me. My phone's not ringing. There's no alarms going off, no notifications. It's a nice, quiet, peaceful time and I can get things done. However, in building this business and, creating and running this podcast, I love it. I so enjoy sharing the stories with you and, connecting with you every week in this way. It is a lot to write, record, edit, and upload all of the podcasts episodes, though. It takes time. And then I have a newsletter that goes out with it, and of course, social media, and like the list goes on and on. So there's always like so many things that have to be done. And I'm like, man, I really wish there was an easier way, a faster way to do this, right? And so that segues into this week's episode. I am starting to really tune into AI tools to help me streamline lots of different things in my life, not only in business. And if you've heard anything about AI, everyone I feel like is probably really familiar with ChatGPT. That's kind of the most common AI tool, but there's lots of other really cool things out there and available for you. And as I started doing some research into this, I was noticing this trend where a lot of the trainings and tools that are out there are kind of have been really specifically tailored to the work environment. So, like, team collaboration, project management, things like that, editing tools, all those kinds of things. However, there are AI tools available for your everyday life projects too, and everyday tasks and things that go on in your life. So that is what I am going to be diving into. I'm going to be testing out certain products. I'm actually creating a really amazing freebie that's going to have several AI tools that you can use in everyday life to streamline your life and make things easier, faster, so that you have more time to do what brings you joy. So I'm very excited about this. All right. So again, if you listening to my story about, like writing this podcast episode, it takes a long time. You can probably relate to something like that in your life. There's so many things that we as professional women have to juggle every day. Our careers, personal pursuits, the desire for a balanced life. All of those things take energy and time and commitment, right? And traditional productivity methods might not always be enough in today's fast-paced world. I just think about when I was a kid and like things just seemed to move so much slower. And as an adult, I've seen it in my adult life. Like when I started my teaching career, things were basically low tech and very slow. Like when I started, I still used an overhead projector. If you know what that is, let me know. I had a chalkboard in my classroom. Yes, for real, a chalkboard with actual chalk. So things were very different like 20 years ago. And today's world, everything is bigger, faster, more, right? And so we need more tools to support us in this new world, in this new environment. And that's why I'm really excited about AI tools because it really helps support us in this fast-paced, crazy world that we're in. All right, so if you're kind of new to AI, so what is AI? So AI is basically a smart software that can learn and automate your tasks. So, like, I'll use ChatGPT as an example because most people are familiar with ChatGPT. So, if you use ChatGPT to do the same tasks over and over, it learns your style, it learns what you do, when you do, how you do it, and it adapts each time you give it a prompt. And so that's the beauty of AI is that it really adapts and adjusts to meet your needs. And the more you use it, the better it gets. And so that's what's so cool about AI tools versus regular productivity tools or hacks, because those are all you, baby. There's, if you tweak it, that's great. But AI is designed to intuitively get to know you and tweak and adjust the more you use it. And so the benefits of that are, of course, it saves you time. It reduces your mental load, which is huge. Think about decision fatigue and, all the decisions that we have to make in a single day. Wouldn't it be nice to not have to make all of those decisions? Reduce that cognitive load. It improves organization. So you can use AI tools to help you stay organized, which I'll talk more about in upcoming episodes. And it frees up energy for more activities that bring you joy. And so that's the ultimate goal here, right? We want to be happy in life. We want joy. We want to be productive and in a way that feels good. And that is why I am so excited about learning AI tools and sharing them with you because it's going to do all of the above. So, one thing I think that people maybe get a little concerned with when it comes to AI is that it's going to replace humans and replace jobs and things like that. And I've heard that over and over and over. And I think that when you learn to use AI tools to boost your own productivity, you become unstoppable and irreplaceable. And so if you think about it that way, AI is not going to replace you. Maybe certain lower level, automated jobs, maybe that would be the case. However, things where like higher level positions that you yourself might be in, AI is not going to replace you, but you have to learn how to use it to make yourself more marketable, more productive, all of that. So AI is not replacing human intelligence, it's supporting us and augmenting us, if that makes sense. All right. So I want to jump into the first AI tool that I actually used this weekend. And so this is something that I do every week. You probably do too, or at least a couple of times a month, maybe even a couple of times a week. Grocery shopping. So, years ago, so I live with my husband and our dog. So it's just the three of us. And years ago, he would drive me insane. I would go to the store every week and then I would get home and he'd be like, "Oh, by the way, we're out of toothpaste." And I'd be like, "What? I just went to the store." And so, and even myself, like I would forget things myself. I can't blame him entirely. But so I created this system to help support us in that because it was something that we struggled with. And so what I did was I put a whiteboard on our refrigerator. And so when we would open a new tube of toothpaste, we would put toothpaste on the list. And I trained him to do the same thing so that we were both on the same page, we're both using the same system, and we never run out of toothpaste or rice or vegetables or whatever it is, right? And so I was like so stoked about this system. I love it. We've been using it for years and we like never run out of staple supplies anymore. It's awesome. And so I was wondering, how can AI make this process even faster, even better? And so let me back up to the whiteboard. So the whiteboard, so we've got the running list on the fridge every week. And so when it comes to grocery shopping day, I would have to write everything down on a piece of paper and take it with me to the store and, go through the shopping list as most people have done for hundreds of years, right? And so, um, oh my goodness, shit. And so I'm thinking, how can I make this process even faster? So I did some research and I found a couple of different grocery list apps. And I'm putting together a freebie, and so all of the things that I found are going to be in this. But for today's episode, I'm just going to focus on the one tool that I used, and that tool is AnyList. So you can go to the App Store. Um, it's available on both Android and Apple phones. So you can download it right in the App Store. And it's really, really simple to use. And I'm going to just open it up actually as I'm speaking with you. So when you open it up, it's very intuitive. Like there's already a grocery list set up for you. There's a learn the basics section, there's a do even more, and then there's sample lists. So it's really simple to use. Like there's not much of a there's no learning curve at all, I would say. So to create a new list, you just tap the plus icon and then you're off and running. So when you have your grocery list, there's a button at the top that says add items. You click that, you type in whatever you need, and boom, it populates your grocery list. And what I really love about this app is that it separates items by category. So, like right now, we've got a couple things on there. We've got avocados and lemons, and they're under the produce category because, of course, that's where you find them in the store. And then we need rice, and so that's under like canned goods. So it's really cool that it intuitively separates these things out into categories. So when you're shopping, you're not like scrolling through this crazy list and trying to find like, oh, I know I need apples, but they're somewhere in the middle of my list. No, everything is nice and organized for you. And so you can scroll to that section on in the list when you're shopping, and it's so easy. So the other thing that I love about this is that I actually had my husband download the app and he signed in using my account. You can share a list with somebody else, but for our purposes, I thought it was easier for us to just use the same account. Because then through the week, he can add stuff to the list, I can add stuff to the list, and guess what? The whiteboard on the fridge is probably going to be non-existent in a couple of weeks once we get used to this new system. So I'm actually really excited. Um, and then when we went grocery shopping together, like we were able to kind of divide and conquer the list. Like I had to run to the pharmacy and pick up a prescription. So he was able to go start shopping. And then I could look at the list and kind of see like what he had already picked up and kind of where he was in the store, which was really, really cool. And funny side note, I actually lost him twice. And I swear I walked up and down the aisles 3 times looking for him and I could not find him. And I don't know if it was one of those things where we were both at the end cap at the same time and just kept missing each other. But the second time, I think that's what happened. The first time he went back and was in the dairy section, he forgot butter. And so he had to go back, and that's like a section I wouldn't see him where I was anyway. But it was funny. I kept losing my husband. And that has nothing to do with the app. That's just a funny little tidbit. But I'm like, where are you? So anyway, despite losing my husband in the store twice, this app was super, super helpful. And it kept us streamlined and organized. And we actually saved a lot of time in the store because we were able to divide and conquer. And like I would go get a couple things, he would go get a couple things, we would eventually find each other again and then reconvene. And we had to go to 2 different stores, and then I had to stop at the local store to get our vegetable plants for our vegetable garden. We did all of that in 2 hours, which normally would take I would at least 2 hours to go to the 2 stores and then without going to get plants on top of that. So this definitely saved us at least a half an hour, I would say, because it was really easy for both of us. I'm going to pick on my husband a little bit again. He likes to go off track and he's like a squirrel. So he'll be like, oh, let's go look at this or let's go look at that. And I'm like, no, we have to stick to the list. I'm a very like, stick to my list, get in, get what I need, get out kind of person. And he's a little more driving Miss Daisy in the grocery store, I'll say. So I think that having this app really helped him stay focused as well. So that was really helpful for me. So I just wanted to share that with you. And on this too, there's also, yes, there's also the option. So if you use a delivery service like Instacart, you can create a grocery list and then you can select. There's actually an order, pickup, or delivery button. And then based on your location, it'll pull up all of the delivery options for you. So, for example, like I use Instacart, so I could select Instacart. I haven't done it yet, so I don't know like the ease of use with that. But the fact that that's an option is really cool because I know for myself when I'm creating my Instacart list in the morning, that takes a good 15, yeah, about 15 minutes in the morning. And like that eats up time that I could be using like doing other stuff for my business. So the fact that my list is already done and then I can just hit a button and it goes to Instacart, I'm like, whoa, I'm really excited to give that a try. So stay tuned for updates on that. So that's one of the really cool tools that I started using for myself. And as I explained, like you can see how it really improved my life, for my husband and myself, and then how it saves so much time. It keeps you so much more organized. So I'm really excited to continue using AnyList for our regular grocery shopping trips. So I'm very excited. So give it a try and head over to Instagram or Facebook and let me know what your thoughts are on that. Like if you've used it, what you think. So I'd love to hear from you. So the other tool that I'm testing out, as I mentioned in the beginning, I use ChatGPT all the time. ChatGPT is amazing if you haven't used it. I actually did upgrade to the paid version, so it's ChatGPT 4.0. And I did that simply because I started using it so much and it was so helpful. I'm like, yeah, I need to upload or upgrade, not upload. Um, and because when you use it a lot, there's only so many prompts that you can give it a day, and then you have to wait a certain amount of time to ask another prompt. So I decided to upgrade and, pay for it. And then you also get better features, like it gets to know you a little better, and there's more cool things that you can do. So with that, so my cell phone is 3 years old, I think. So it's, in cell phone land, it's kind of a dinosaur. And it actually just went through an upgrade and I discovered Gemini. So I'm an Android girl. Um, and Gemini is the AI assistant on my phone. And so I was scrolling through my apps yesterday actually, and I was like, "Oh, Gemini." Like I had heard about it and I was trying to use it, but when I was on my computer the other day, it was like, "Oh, you need to subscribe and like pay money and all this stuff." And I'm like, "Wait, I just want to try it out." So, anyway, not sure what changed, but maybe the upgrade changed it. And now I have it, the free version. And so last night I was like, okay, Gemini, like what can you do that's different than ChatGPT? And so I'm actually going to read to you what Gemini told me. So let me go back to the beginning. Um, so a couple of the big things, the biggest takeaways, like how is it different? Let me go to that question because I asked what it can do, and it's very similar to ChatGPT. And so then I was like, okay, what can you do that's different than ChatGPT? Like, why would I use you basically? And so Gemini is currently running on Google's Gemini Pro model. And it says, this gives me the advantage of having real-time access to the internet through Google search. This means I can often provide more up-to-date information and consider current events in my responses. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of cool because I do use ChatGPT, to get ideas for research and things like that, for the podcast or, whatever. And I'm like, if this is going to be more up to date, that's obviously more useful. So, let's see. The other thing that it can do is being a Google product, it says, I have tighter integration with the Google ecosystem. I can directly export responses to Google Docs or Gmail, and I can leverage information from other Google services. And one cool thing that I tried out last night, so I use my Google Calendar on my phone, and my husband and I, we both do, we sync our calendars so that we each know what's going on in each other's lives. He's got stuff for work, I've got stuff for work, doctor's appointments, what have you. That way, like when we're trying to schedule something, we know when each other is available or is unavailable. So I was like, okay, Gemini, set a reminder for tomorrow to record a podcast episode. And it was like, okay. And then I was like, oh, I forgot the time. So I went in and I was like, okay, can you update the time for this reminder to 4 a.m.? And then it came up and it was like, do you want me to change all the reminders? And because I have other reminders set for today. And then I was like, oh no, not all of them, just the podcast episode. And so when I got up this morning, bink, the alarm was there. It had reminded me to record the episode. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. And the really cool thing with Gemini versus ChatGPT is that Gemini has a voice feature. So, like when you're in there at the bottom, there's a little microphone icon. you can push that and you can speak into it and ask it a question or ask you to do something, which I find really handy if I don't want to type everything out, you know, or if I'm in a hurry and it's just easier to speak it rather than type it. So I think that that's a really cool feature as well. So let's see. Yeah, so I think that it's really helpful to look at both Gemini if you're an Android user and ChatGPT and figure out kind of for yourself which one is going to be most beneficial to you, or use them both. I'm actually going to use them both for different things. Like adding things to my calendar, I am definitely going to use Gemini because I thought that voice feature was so cool and so handy. So I'll definitely be using that. And then ChatGPT already knows my business, and so I'm going to keep using ChatGPT for more business related things. So yeah, so some really cool stuff to really help um, streamline your day, streamline your processes, help save you time. Um, and increase your efficiency. So I'm really excited. I want you to check these tools out, give them a try. And next, I kind of want to shift to like, let's look at AI as a whole and think about how, in addition to what I've already said, like, let's look at the main reasons why AI can benefit us. So, of course, time management and scheduling. So there are AI tools out there that can be your calendar assistants, like Gemini, like I just mentioned. And there's other things too. You can set meetings, schedule meetings, rearrange your calendar, like all kinds of fun stuff. Communication. So there are AI writing assistants for emails, meeting summaries, all kinds of things. Task management. So there's intelligent to-do list apps, project management tools with AI features. And I've been diving into one of those specifically, and I can't wait to share that one with you because what it can do is amazing and how it can improve your life. I've already started using it and I'm like, whoa, this is cool. So I can't wait to share that one with you. Information management. So there's AI tools for note taking, for research, and just organizing general notes and different things you need to keep track of. So, like, think of it like a digital notebook. And then personalized learning and development. So there's AI driven platforms for skill enhancement too. So you can learn new skills. So it's really, really cool stuff. And finding the right tools that fit your individual needs is really key. And then you just fit them into your existing routines. Like I, illustrated with the AnyList app. Like I already had my system set up, and this just seamlessly integrates into that and makes it even better. And so that's what I want you to think about when you're looking into AI tools is, okay, how is this going to make my life better and easier, not more overwhelming? That's not what we want here. That is not the goal. So I want you to try out AnyList if you're someone who likes to create grocery lists. If you're someone who likes pickup or delivery options, AnyList is definitely for you. If you're someone who does not use a grocery list, first of all, me personally, I don't know how that's possible. So I just, in my mind, I just imagine everyone in the world has a grocery list because I can't imagine walking into the store and not knowing what I'm buying. But that's just me. Maybe you do, and that's cool. I just can't wrap my head around that. Super type A over here. But anyway, so I encourage you to explore AnyList, try it out, see if you like it. And again, send me a DM on Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn. Hey, I'm on LinkedIn now. So come check me out and let me know what your thoughts are. I'd really love to hear from you. If this made your life better, easier, faster, all of those things. So, in the next upcoming episodes, so I've got more amazing interviews coming your way. and they've already been recorded. And so you're going to hear me in a couple of them say like, "Hey, I'm a pretty low tech girl," and like, "Yeah, I'm just getting into AI." Um, but you're going to hear as we keep moving forward, I'm going to be introducing you to more and more AI tools because I realize and I'm seeing how they can really, really transform your life in a positive way, in a joyful way, which is our entire goal here. I want productivity to be joyful for you so that you have more time to do the things that bring you joy. So that is the whole premise of what we're doing here. So stay tuned for upcoming episodes. I've got more amazing interviews coming your way with some incredible stories and even some teaching episodes. So, these beautiful women have agreed to even teach you a few things, which is amazing and so generous of them. So, stay tuned, and I will be sharing my journey using and integrating AI into my own life. So, stay tuned for all of that. And I'll be sharing the whole story on, I'm mainly on Instagram, but I do share on Facebook as well. So follow me on Instagram if you want to hear and see like how this is all going in real time. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, let me know how it's going for you in the AI world. Hop over to Instagram and send me a message. All right, you have a beautiful week, and I will chat with you soon.